All right, let's get to another guy at number 4, Dalton, on this list, who was a transfer last year. That was Elijah Sarratt from Indiana, who transferred over from James Madison, like a lot of other players at Indiana's team last year. In fact, 13 James Madison players transferred to Indiana when Curt Cignetti was hired as the head coach, who was the head coach at James Madison. And Elijah Sarratt, still a very good player at the Big Ten level, despite making a jump in competition. Only Jeremiah Smith and Jordan Tyson had more receiving yards than Elijah Sarratt last year among returning Power 4 receivers. Elijah Sarratt had over 950 receiving yards last year. Elijah Sarratt also had 16 contested catches that were tied for the 7th most among all Power 4 receivers. And over the last 2 years, meaning Indiana in 2024 and James Madison in 2023, 90.3 PFF grade leads all returning receivers in the nation as well. And he has over 2,100 receiving yards over the last 2 years. That's more close to 400 more than any other returning receiver in college football. So the next returning receiver has as many receiving yards is 1,700. Elijah Sarratt is over 2,100 right now. Good size, 6'2", could box out defenders as well. I think Elijah Sarratt is one of the more underrated receivers we have in college football.
You know why it's not quite as flashy, say, as Jeremiah or some of the other big names we have, but Elijah Sarratt is Mr. Reliable. You see him as kind of that receiving threat on a lot of the RPO concepts that you see at James Madison and then at Indiana last year. I think Fernando Mendoza's going to love him a lot as the number one reliable target. Also I believe one of 14 wide receivers with a perfect 99.9 deep receiving grade last year. And that's not necessarily because he has blazing speed, but he's got excellent hands, excellent ball tracking, excellent body control, knows how to go up and get the football in those deep scenarios too, which Mendoza's going to love there in Bloomington. So Sarratt is as clear a number one receiver as there is for almost any team in the country with this team in Indiana. I think they're still going to be really good. We're going to get into some of their defensive guys when we get into those lists, but Elijah Sarratt is a big part of their offense, especially when you talk about the RPO game and moving the chains. I really think down the line next year, he's probably going to be a day 2 pick in the NFL draft. I think maybe a lack of blazing speed keeps him out of round 1, I think, but he's got a really good body. He's as good a possession receiver as it gets in college football right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He feels like a 2nd or 3rd round pick in the NFL draft, maybe a 2nd round pick. I just think Elijah Sarratt, you're right, the speed will probably hold him back from being a 1st round pick, but he is absolutely one of the better receivers in college football right now, and he's been really good over the last 2 years. Again, over 2,000 receiving yards over the last 2 years, and he looked really good at the Big Ten level despite making the jump from the Sun Belt as well. So number 4, Elijah Sarratt. Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the PFF College Football Show. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.
Also, subscribe to PFF Plus at subscribe.pff.com for all of the same data and grades that we use in our show, plus fantasy tools, betting tools, and our mock draft simulator.